With the Caravan removed, I thought it was about time I pulled the Jag out, but the battery was dead as a dodo. So we're just going to leave the Defender on it for a while, get some charge back in it, see if we can start it up and get it out, which means with a low battery on these, there's going to be so many electrical problems, but we'll, yeah, we need to get it moved, get it used again. Right, well, we've had a productive day. We've got a new socket for plugging in the outside lead. We've got an outdoor socket there so we can plug stuff in, and we've got flush mounted sockets inside. Let me show you. So that's the consumer unit, and we've got two sockets there, and we've got a socket down there, so we can plug something in up this side of the van. And then this, once the table goes in here, it will obviously hide that, and then that's the fridge freezer plugged in, and then there's a place for the battery charger. Sorry, the battery will go here, then there'll be the battery charger, kettle, and then a spare. So yeah, getting there. So also we've sealed that up from the outside and fitted it in here. So we've now got a skylight in the bathroom. Job's a good one. And also, I forgot to say, when Mike was here this morning when I was getting stuff out, he welded up my heater manifold for me. So there we go. So that's going to go on the bulkhead. One to one dash vent, one to the other dash vent, and then this one to my footwell, and this will be opened up a little bit so there's air going to the passenger footwell. So we can get that in soon as well. So that was handy having him here today. Right, got the Jag out and got the battery on charge. It still started this morning, so obviously the battery is now holding charge okay. So I'll just put some charge in it today. Got the Caravan back out. I went and spent 100 quid on wood trim yesterday after work, to go around all the edges. So I'm going to start putting that in today. We need to board up the skylight inside with some insulation behind it. Also, obviously with the Defender, I have now the Optimil removable boss. To buy a steering wheel bag to put it in was like 40 odd quid. Well, if you buy an electric car cable bag, fits in there perfectly, and it was £9, I think. So little money saving tip there. So when I take the steering wheel off, I can put it in the bag and it's not going to get damaged. Right, so I'm very poor at DIY, so wish me luck. So I'm going to try on the nice easy flat edge first. So as you can see, it just ends all a bit wonky. So let's see if we can get this panel in and make it look a bit tidier. Well, there you go. I've put two in. I've put a bit of filler in that corner just to smooth the corner off, because I haven't got a right angled saw to try and get the angles right. I'm not doing this side yet because obviously I've got to panel this. I haven't decided what I'm doing yet. So I've just left a bit of a gap for a panel to go behind. Same with this front of the bathroom. That's going to have to be repanelled. I'll just obviously glue and staple a board over the top. So I'm not going to do anything around the bottom of that yet. So now we've got to move over here. Again, I've not decided on what I'm going to do with the wheel arches yet, because obviously they're not very attractive and they are obviously soft and flexible. But if I put a hard corner on there, it'll end up hurting an ankle. So not quite sure what I'm going to do with these yet, but I'm going to run this cable down here and try and get the edging in. That's going to be interesting because it's quite a big bit of cable. Right, so a little progress update. Floor's done. The rear was done before, but that's all getting hidden away behind the bed and the bedside table, so that hasn't got to be perfect. We've got the trim all the way around the edge on this side. We've got trim along the top there. We've got trim down that edge, along the floor down there. We've also got the trim round that edge and round that edge. And the trim on the floor I showed you was the first thing to do. So next is the uprights. The uprights that cover the join. So I'm going to whip round and do all those. Okay, the uprights are in now. All there. And down this wall. I've done them at the front as well. So over there and there. I've put a little corner in there. Doesn't fit great because of the shape of it, but once it's painted it should be all right. So yeah, now I've got to sort out the panel and some insulation to go up there. So that's the next job. Right, we have stripped out in here, ready for more prep. I've done the roof and the light, so that's all done. So I think today is going to be prepping for paint. So it's going to be fillering, primering, etc. So I'll let you know how I get on. My friend's in there filling the holes and sanding them back. I think he's going to be getting some primer on the interior shortly. Only 150 coats to do. Right, so I'm back on this 300 TDI for the green Defender. And as I said the other day, couldn't get the box off the engine. I think the input shaft has been forced onto the clutch plate. The clutch plate is stuck behind the pressure plate. So this is the gap I'm working with. I've trimmed down an Allen key and we can just get in there and open them up. So once they're loose, I should be able to turn them by finger. So let's get all these undone and see how we get on. And there we go, exactly as I thought. The clutch plate is stuck on there. So I reckon they've got that jammed on the splines. Oh joy. So yeah, it's apart. Right, it's another job done. Right, well, the roof's done. And the back wall. It's supposed to be a grey. I think it's going to dry a grey. It looks quite white at the moment, but that and a half makes a difference. It really does. So tomorrow will be the green. There we go. So apart from the bathroom that's not finished yet, we are decorated. It is almost dry. There's still, you might just be able to sit over there. There's a wet patch over there, but it is starting to dry. I don't know if it comes out on here, but you can see the difference there. We've got a sage green, like the Land Rover Heritage green, and it's supposed to be a grey, but it's sort of more of a white. It's purpley grey, but yeah, I mean, in comparison to what it was, it's like a palace now. So I can't complain. We've just got to sort out the front windows because we found a little bit of rot at the bottom. So I've got to sort that out, but he's obviously painted around that because we've just got to put some wood in there. But I'm chuffed. I am chuffed for that. That's made one hell of a difference. So now we've got to put it all back together and tidy it up. I still don't know what to do with this wood yet. Whether just to paint that or leave it, I don't know. We'll see. This door sill's seen better days, so I've got to sort that out. And then we've got to decide, as I say, what to do with the wheel arches and this wood. I don't really want to box the wheel arches in because it'll end up being a sharp point. The only thing we could do is box them, but angle it so it goes sort of to there. And then if you kick it or knock your foot, you won't be hitting a hard corner. So yeah, right, that's the Caravan done for now, till next week. And last thing I forgot to show you today was I've got the 300 back in the chassis, so we can start getting it built up now. Whew, that's Friday. Well, it's Friday evening. I've been out for a drive in the Defender and this is what we're left with. Yes, it's broken. All it was, the idler there has seized solid, so it stalled the engine. So the only problem is the water pump runs off the power steering pump. I'm about 3 miles from the workshop So I'm going to, I've got the belt off and I'm going to drive it, stop, drive it, stop, drive it, stop, just doesn't get too hot. So this is my fun Friday night. And there we go, we're back in the workshop. So I've got to organise an idler pulley. I haven't got one anywhere. And this one is sea solid, so I need to order one. So, it's still warm. 9 o'clock at night, and it's still bloody hot. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a lovely weekend. Like, subscribe and share, and I'll see you next week in the new video. Ta-da.